Hello there, fellow garden lovers. If you find peace among the petals and joy in a sprouting seed, then you're in just the right place. We're all about turning everyday items into something truly special in your garden. You don't need a big budget or a young back to create beauty outside your door. Just a dash of creativity, a few forgotten treasures, and a love for nature that never grows old. These tips will help you garden smarter, not harder, keeping comfort, pace, and years of wisdom in mind. If you enjoy what you hear, hit that subscribe button for more green thumb inspiration. Now, let's get growing. Repurposing for raised planting and organization. Gardening can be a beloved pastime, offering a peaceful retreat and a connection to nature. But it doesn't have to be physically demanding or surprisingly expensive, especially for those of us with a few more seasons under our belts. Many of the best garden secrets aren't found in fancy stores, but in time-tested practices that help us live greener, more fulfilling lives. Let's start by looking at how we can repurpose items for raised planting and organization, making gardening easier on the back and knees. Old wooden crates are a fantastic find. Stack them against a wall or garden fence. Secure them if needed to create rustic, charming shelves. These are perfect for herbs, garden tools, or potted flowers. This setup is ideal if bending is a challenge, as you can arrange them at a comfortable height. You can even use an old trash can in a similar way. Simply drill drainage holes in the bottom, fill it with soil, and plant your desired flowers, herbs, or small vegetables. It brings your garden up to a comfortable height and diverts waste from landfills. While a trash can might take a bit more soil, the space it provides is well worth it, and it can even act as a great weed barrier. For a similar waste-level garden, some gardeners have even used 16-gallon food-grade barrels. A discarded pegboard, perhaps once used for tools in a workshop, can be mounted to the side of a shed, garden wall, or sturdy fence. Adding strong masonry nails or hooks transforms it into a vertical command center for your garden. Perfect for hanging gloves, trowels, twine, or small pots of herbs and flowers. This keeps everything organized, off the ground, and easily visible, which is a real blessing when you don't feel like digging through drawers or bending down. For those who enjoy tiered displays, an old wooden ladder can be opened and stabilized in a sunny spot. Place potted plants on each rung, whether herbs, flowers, or trailing vines, and you can even hang a small lantern or wind chime from the top. This tip requires minimal bending or digging, keeping everything at eye level for easy watering and admiration. Gardeners have even suggested adding scrap wood to extend the steps for better stability, preventing pots from falling. Similarly, an old wine rack can find a new purpose in the garden. Slide in small terracotta pots or mason jars, then plant them with herbs, succulents, or bright annuals to create a compact, elegant planting system. It's perfect for small spaces, or if lifting and bending are a bit harder, as everything stays organized, off the ground, and within easy reach. Leftover PVC pipes from a plumbing project can also be repurposed. Cut them into short sections, cap the bottoms, and drill drainage holes. They can be mounted on a wall, arranged in a tower, or even stacked in a crate. Fill them with soil and plant herbs, strawberries, or leafy greens. These are easy to clean, hold moisture well, and take up very little space, making them perfect for patios or balconies. Best of all, they bring everything up to a level that's easy on the back and knees. Old dresser drawers also make absolutely charming garden beds. Line each drawer with plastic or landscape fabric, poke drainage holes, fill with soil, and plant herbs, lettuce, or pansies. They can be stacked in a stair-step pattern for a layered garden that's both beautiful and easy to tend. This setup keeps everything within reach, with no digging or back strain. And for the sentimental, that old suitcase in the attic, filled with memories, can carry plants. Drill drainage holes, line it, and fill with potting soil to plant herbs, flowers, or leafy greens. Set it open on a bench, lean it against a wall, or stack for a layered, travel-inspired charm. Each scuff and scratch on the suitcase becomes part of the beauty, reminding us that no matter where we've been, we're still growing. Unique planters with character. Now, let's explore how we can infuse some unique character into our gardens using items you might already have lying around. An old cake pan can be transformed into a lovely bird bath. Simply place it on top of an upside-down flower pot, a sturdy stump, or an old side table. Fill it with fresh water and add a small, flat stone for birds to perch on. This little touch brings peaceful life to your garden, inviting sparrows and finches. One garden enthusiast shared this as a favorite hack, noting how it brings joy without extra effort, especially helpful for those with aches and pains. You can also give an old cake stand a new purpose as a bird feeder, filling it with bird seed to attract colorful birds, bringing life to your yard. Old metal colanders, with their built-in holes, are perfect for hanging plants. Just line the inside with coconut fiber or burlap, add potting soil, and plant your favorite flowers or trailing ivy. Attach sturdy chains or a macrame holder and hang them on your porch or from a garden hook for a vintage-style planter with no extra cost. For a truly unique touch, an old porcelain or enamel kitchen sink can become a bold statement planter. With built-in drainage and a deep basin, it's perfect for planting a mix of herbs, lettuce, or colorful flowers. Set it on bricks, an old table frame, or low cinder blocks to lift it for easy access, avoiding crouching or straining. There's something satisfying about growing food or flowers in something that once served your kitchen. Even an unused sunken bathtub has been repurposed for houseplants, showcasing how creative gardeners can be with large, unconventional items. Smart design for accessibility and atmosphere. Gardening is about creating a space that brings joy and ease. These smart design hacks prioritize accessibility and enhance the atmosphere of your outdoor haven. An old walker, perhaps no longer needed, can be given a new purpose as a mobile potting bench. Place a wooden board or an old serving tray across the top rails, and you have a lightweight, stable bench at just the right height to work from a seated position. Old wooden shutters, even chipped or faded, are pure gold for gardeners. Stand them against a fence or wall, perhaps with a fresh coat of outdoor paint, to create a vertical garden feature. You can hang small terracotta pots from the slats, attach hooks for hand tools, or let climbing plants like sweet peas or morning glories weave their way through. This is especially great for small spaces or for gardening standing up, bringing beauty to eye level. Glass jars, whether pickle, jam, or mason jars, can bring a warm glow to your garden evenings. Drop a tea light inside, battery-operated for safety, or wrap small fairy lights within them. Hang them from low tree branches, hooks along the fence, or place them on steps or tables. As the sun sets, your outdoor space takes on a soft, welcoming sparkle that's peaceful and adds visibility for twilight strolls. These jars can also be used as mini greenhouses for young seedlings, protecting them from unexpected frosts. Old picture frames with the glass intact can be hinged to a shallow wooden box or placed over a raised bed like a lid. This creates a mini cold frame, a greenhouse that traps warmth and protects plants from chilly nights or sudden frosts. It's a simple, smart way to help seedlings grow earlier, longer, and stronger, For us older gardeners who know the rhythm of the seasons so well, there's quiet joy in helping new life get the right start. Clever solutions and decorative touches. Let's get creative with some clever solutions and decorative touches that add personality and practicality to your garden without costing a dime. Old spoons or forks, or even a bent butter knife, can be turned into charming plant markers. Flatten the handle gently with a hammer. Then write the plant name using a permanent marker or nail polish for flair. Stick them in the soil next to your tomatoes, basil, or marigolds. This adds personality and practicality, turning your garden into a place where stories grow. It's a lovely way to bring a bit of your kitchen or past into the garden, and helps when you might forget what you planted where. Cracked or mismatched teacups, too pretty to toss, can become stars of your garden. Fill each with potting soil and tuck in a small succulent, herb, or cheerful bloom like a pansy. Set them on a garden shelf, front porch railing, or an old tray by your favorite outdoor chair. This requires no heavy lifting or digging, just small, joyful touches that bring color and life into view. It's like giving your garden a little afternoon tea with elegance and personality. Old plastic shower curtains, with their bright, cheerful prints, make fantastic outdoor backdrops. Hang one along your fence, between two posts, or on the back of your porch using simple clips or garden hooks. They can hide unsightly areas, block wind, or add a pop of color to a dull corner. Curtain rods sitting in storage are just what tall plants need for support. Instead of flimsy plastic stakes, use old curtain rods, even slightly bent ones, and press them into the soil beside tomatoes, dahlias, or climbing peas. They're lightweight, easy to handle, and often have decorative finials that add unexpected beauty. For harvesting, an old foldable laundry rack is just the tool for drying herbs. Hang bunches of herbs upside down using clothespins or clips. Place the rack in a sunny, breezy spot like a porch, patio, or near a window. In just a week or two, you'll have beautifully dried herbs ready for teas, cooking, or homemade sachets. No fancy drying machines or complicated setup, just airtime and a little know-how. Nurturing your garden naturally. Beyond repurposing, there are countless time-tested practices that can help your garden thrive while saving you money and effort. Many of these come from generations of gardeners who understood the power of working with nature. First up, a surprising little secret straight from traditional gardening wisdom. Place a copper penny in your pots. When you drop a clean penny into the soil before adding your plants, it acts as a natural defense system against unwanted fungi. The science is quite fascinating. Copper ions slowly release into the soil, creating an environment where mold and mildew struggle to survive. It's like having a tiny, constant guardian for your plant's root system, working 24/7 to keep things healthy. Many gardeners spend hundreds on fungicides, but this 1-cent solution might be all you need. Just remember to clean your penny first. That green patina won't do much good. If copper pennies are hard to find, copper tube scraps can also work. Next time you're boiling eggs for breakfast, don't you dare dump that water down the drain. Instead, channel your inner resourceful farmer and save it for your plants. The waste not philosophy perfectly aligns with this eco-friendly practice. The water becomes enriched with calcium as the eggs cook, creating a natural supplement that helps plants develop stronger cell walls. Think of it as a protein shake for your greenery. This nutrient-rich solution is particularly beneficial for tomatoes and peppers, which often suffer from calcium deficiency. For best results, let the water cool completely before using it. Your plants don't appreciate hot baths any more than you'd enjoy a freezing shower. Studies have shown that plants treated with egg water show 15% more robust growth compared to those watered normally. The water from rinsing rice also works wonders as a fertilizer. Who knew your morning cup of Earl Grey could pull double duty? After enjoying your tea, those used tea leaves have another purpose waiting in your garden. The secret lies in the tannins and various nutrients that remain in the used leaves. Simply scatter the cooled tea leaves around your plants or bury the entire tea bag near the roots. The leaves slowly decompose, releasing their goodness into the soil, like a time-released vitamin pill. Green tea leaves contain up to 4 times more nitrogen than coffee grounds, making them especially valuable for leafy plants. Just remember to remove any staples from tea bags before adding them to your garden. Your plants prefer their tea without metal accessories, and it's wise to check tea bag materials to avoid unwanted additives. Most people toss their used coffee grounds in the trash, but gardening wisdom passed down through generations suggests a better use. These grounds pack a powerful punch of nitrogen, making them perfect for enriching your garden soil. Scientists have found that coffee grounds contain about 2% nitrogen by volume, which might sound small, but it's exactly what your plants crave. Sprinkle them around the base of your plants or mix them into your compost pile. Just don't go overboard, as too much can make your soil too acidic. Coffee grounds help create the kind of rich, fertile soil that makes plants thrive. Your earthworms will thank you. They love processing coffee grounds almost as much as humans love drinking it. Using eggshells as tiny plant pots might sound like something from a Pinterest board, but it's actually a time-tested technique. Half an eggshell makes the perfect degradable starter pot for your seedlings. The process is simple. Crack your eggs carefully, keeping the larger half intact, rinse them out, and poke a small drainage hole in the bottom. Fill them with soil, plant your seeds, and watch nature work its magic. The real genius here is that when your seedlings are ready for the garden, you can plant the whole thing, shell and all. As the shell breaks down, it slowly releases calcium into the soil, giving your young plants an extra boost. While eggshells take years to fully break down and provide viable nutrients, they still contribute to long-term soil health and waste reduction. For pest control, crushed eggshells also act as an effective barrier against slugs and snails due to their sharp edges. Microwaving eggshells first can help prevent small black flies when using them as seed starters. Turning kitchen waste into garden gold is a practice that dates back centuries. Those banana peels, coffee grounds, and apple cores you've been throwing away could be feeding your garden instead. This waste-nothing approach transforms about 75% of kitchen scraps into rich compost. Layer your kitchen waste with dried leaves, grass clippings, and a sprinkle of soil in a bin or pile. Nature's recycling system kicks in as microorganisms break down the materials into dark, crumbly compost that gardeners often call black gold. The process can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months, depending on your climate and how often you turn the pile. Just remember to keep meat and dairy out of your pile unless you want to host a neighborhood raccoon convention. Feeding chickens with clippings and scraps is another excellent way to utilize waste within a sustainable system. In the heart of many traditional gardening communities, gardeners have been using an unusual but effective pest deterrent: human hair. Before you dismiss this as an old wives' tale, consider this. Studies show that deer and rabbits actively avoid areas where they detect human scent. Simply collect hair from your hairbrush or your local barber shop, if you're feeling ambitious, and scatter it around your garden's perimeter. As it decomposes, hair releases nitrogen into the soil, making it a 2-for-1 solution for pest control and fertilization. One handful of hair contains enough nitrogen to feed a square foot of garden for up to 6 months. Plus, you'll finally have a good answer when someone asks what happened to all their missing hair ties. Clearly, they're part of your sophisticated garden security system. When life gives you broken pots, make garden markers. This resourceful idea embodies the principle of finding new purposes for broken things. Those shattered terracotta pots that would normally end up in the trash can become charming, weatherproof plant markers. Simply write the names of your plants on the broken pieces with a permanent marker and stick them in the soil near each plant. The natural orange-brown color blends perfectly with your garden's aesthetic, and unlike plastic markers, these won't fade or crack in the sun. One clever gardener reported that her terracotta markers have lasted 5 years, and counting. Just be careful when handling the broken pieces. You don't want your garden markers to turn into a game of guess which finger needs a bandage. The ancient practice of burying fish scraps still used in many gardens might sound fishy, but the results are remarkable. Dig a hole about 12 inches deep near your plants, add the fish scraps, and cover them with soil. As the fish decomposes, it releases a powerful cocktail of nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, exactly what your plants need for strong growth. Studies show that fish-fertilized soil contains up to 3 times more nitrogen than untreated soil. Just make sure to bury the scraps deep enough, unless you want your garden to become the neighborhood cat's new favorite hangout spot. Gardeners who have used fish scraps for huge tomatoes often find cats in their garden, so proper burial is key. Sometimes the best gardens grow up instead of out. Growing potatoes in barrels is like playing Jenga with your food. You keep stacking and adding, and eventually you win big with a barrel full of spuds. Start by placing seed potatoes in the bottom of a barrel with some soil. Then, add more soil as the plants grow. Each time you add soil, the potato plant produces more tubers along its buried stem. One barrel can yield up to 100 pounds of potatoes in the same space where traditional methods might give you 20. The best part? When harvest time comes, just tip over the barrel and collect your treasure. It's like a pirate's chest filled with edible gold. Some gardeners use old tires for a similar, cost-effective method for a massive harvest. Battling weeds doesn't always require expensive chemical warfare. Natural solutions like vinegar and bleach can keep unwanted plants at bay. White vinegar's 5% acetic acid content makes it a formidable opponent against weeds, especially on sunny days when the acid's effect is strongest. Studies show vinegar can kill up to 80% of weeds within 24 hours of application. For tougher customers, bleach can be the nuclear option. But remember, it's harder on the soil than vinegar and should be used with extreme caution. For general home use, regular household white vinegar, around 5% acetic acid, is typically recommended for weeding. Stronger concentrations can be more effective, but also more damaging to surrounding plants and soil, requiring greater caution. Apply these solutions carefully. They're like that friend who doesn't know the meaning of personal space, affecting everything they touch. Using ice cubes for watering plants falls into the category of brilliant simplicity. Place 2 or 3 ice cubes on the soil surface and let them melt gradually, providing a slow, steady drink that won't overwhelm your plant's roots. This method is particularly effective for orchids and other sensitive plants that hate soggy soil. Research shows plants watered with ice cubes have 30% less root rot than those watered traditionally. It's like setting up a tiny drinking fountain for your plants. No mess, no stress, just steady hydration. Those ashes from your fireplace aren't just dust to be discarded, they're garden gold. Wood ash contains about 5% potassium and 2% phosphorus, nutrients that help strengthen plant stems and promote healthy blooming. Sprinkle cooled ashes lightly around your plants, about 1 cup per square yard. The ash also helps neutralize acidic soils, though you might want to skip this trick around acid-loving plants like blueberries and azaleas. Garden trials show plants treated with wood ash produce up to 20% more flowers than untreated ones. Just remember that a little goes a long way. You're aiming for a light dusting, not recreating a volcanic aftermath. Could your pencil sharpener be hiding garden gold? These tiny wood curls make surprisingly effective mulch. Pencil shavings are essentially cedar mulch in miniature, complete with natural pest-repelling properties. Research indicates areas mulched with pencil shavings retain up to 25% more moisture than bare soil. Spread them in a thin layer around indoor plants or container gardens. They're particularly good at deterring fungus gnats. Just stick to plain wooden pencils. Those neon-colored ones might add some unexpected flair to your garden's color scheme. Those worn-out kitchen sponges might be retired from dish duty, but they're perfect for your plant pots. Repurposing sponges as drainage material prevents waterlogging while retaining just enough moisture for healthy roots. Research shows pots with sponge drainage layers retain up to 40% more moisture during dry spells than those with traditional gravel. Cut the sponges to fit the bottom of your pots, and they'll act like tiny water reservoirs. Studies found plants with sponge drainage systems survive 2 days longer between waterings than those without. Just remember to use plain sponges. Those with soap residue might turn your next watering session into an unexpected bubble party. These clever ideas prove that beauty in your garden doesn't have to cost a thing. All it takes is a little imagination and a heart still willing to grow. Gardening, especially in our golden years, is about finding peace, purpose, and a reason to step outside, take a deep breath, and smile at something you made. It's a reminder that we can always keep growing, extending the life of our garden well into the cooler months. Which of these hacks are you most excited to try in your garden? Let us know in the comments below.